Hey everyone, welcome back to the Film Frontline. I am so excited you're here because today we are diving into a project that has been flying under the radar for far too long. And honestly, it deserves all of our attention. We are talking about Memory of a Killer, the brand new neo-noir thriller that is reuniting some of our absolute favorite TV royalty. I'm talking about McDreamy himself, Patrick Dempsey, and the legendary Michael Imperioli. Now, if you're a fan of gritty, atmosphere-heavy cinema where the city itself feels like a character, you need to lean in for this one. This isn't your typical glossy Hollywood blockbuster. This is a moody, psychological journey that feels like a throwback to those elite 90s crime dramas we all obsess over. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's break down why Memory of a Killer is the talk of the town right now. When we look at the landscape of thrillers today, a lot of them feel a bit copy-paste, right? But Memory of a Killer feels like it's operating on a completely different frequency. Set against the rainy, neon-soaked backdrop of a city that feels like it's closing in on you, the story centers on a detective played by Patrick Dempsey. Now, forget the charming, smiling surgeon we grew up with. This is a gritty, weathered, and deeply layered performance. He is hunting a killer, but the twist here, and what makes the writing so sharp, is that he's also battling the erosion of his own mind. The film leans heavily into the unreliable narrator trope, but it does so with such sophistication. We are right there with Dempsey's character as he struggles to separate his fading memories from the cold, hard facts of the case. It's a race against time, not just to catch a murderer, but to maintain his own grip on reality. And then you bring Michael Imperioli into the mix. The chemistry is electric. Imperioli brings that classic, hardened edge that we know and love, serving as the perfect foil to Dempsey's more vulnerable, deteriorating state. What really stands out here is the pacing. It's a slow burn in the best way possible. It doesn't rely on cheap jump scares or constant explosions. Instead, it builds tension through silence, through lingering shots of empty hallways, and through the mounting frustration of a man who knows he's losing himself. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. It uses a lot of deep shadows and cool blue tones that make the whole movie feel like a fever dream. You can tell the director really wanted to emphasize the isolation of the characters. Every frame feels intentional, like a piece of a puzzle that we, the audience, are trying to solve right along with the protagonist. Now, let's get into the film frontline opinion, because I have thoughts. First off, can we just talk about the Dempsey essence? Seeing Patrick Dempsey transition into these darker, more demanding roles is such a power move. He has this incredible ability to project strength while looking like he's about to crumble at any second. And in this film, he hits that balance perfectly. It's the kind of performance that reminds you why he's been a staple in the industry for decades. He's got range, and he's not afraid to look messy or unpolished. Michael Imperioli is, as always, a masterclass in subtlety. He doesn't need to do much to command a scene, he just has that it factor. The dynamic between him and Dempsey feels lived in and authentic. It doesn't feel like two actors reading lines. It feels like two men with a complicated history trying to navigate a nightmare. If I had to nitpick, I'd say the middle act might feel a bit dense for viewers who prefer high-octane action. This is definitely a brain-on movie. You have to pay attention to the details, the dialogue, and the small visual cues, because the payoff in the final act is so heavily dependent on the groundwork laid in the beginning. But honestly, in an era of second-screen viewing where people are constantly on their phones, I love a movie that demands my full attention. It's immersive, it's moody, and it's incredibly stylish. It's giving us that prestige cinema vibe that is so refreshing to see. The themes of legacy and the fear of being forgotten really resonate here. It's not just a whodunit, it's a who am I? That existential dread is what elevates this from a standard police procedural to something much more profound. It asks the question, if our memories define us, who are we when those memories start to disappear? It's heavy stuff, but it's handled with such grace and grit. I am honestly obsessed with how this film turned out. It's a reminder that you don't need a $200 million budget to tell a compelling, visually stunning story. You just need a killer script, a clear vision, and actors who are willing to go to those dark places. But I want to know what you think. Are you hyped to see Patrick Dempsey and Michael Imperioli share the screen in such a dark setting? Do you think the unreliable narrator trope is a stroke of genius, or is it getting a bit played out? Drop your theories and your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be hanging out there to chat with you all. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe to join the family here at the Film Frontline. We are your go-to spot for all things movies, news, and the hottest takes in the industry. Thanks for watching, stay stylish, and I'll catch you in the next one.